Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Casket of Cruelty from Super Action Stuff. There is a whole bunch of gruesome fun to be had here, so let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Let's do this. And here is everything we get with the Casket of Cruelty, and as you can see, it is a lot. So I've kind of tried to keep them organized by type. So we have some blunt weapons, we have some blades, we have some kind of shooty, sharp stuff, some organs, some blood, and then we have a shield and an effect piece, plus the casket itself. So going over stuff, starting with our blunt weapons, we get a cricket bat, which has a little bit of blood splatter on it. As you can see, very nice sculpt, definitely aged with a lot of nicks in it. So it looks really cool. Really like the matte finish on the handle as well. So there's that. Then there is a nightstick, just kind of a standard sculpt, looks very good. Then we get a couple of boxing gloves, and these do work with 1/12 or 1/10 size figures. So I'll show a little bit of that in a bit, but pretty much all of this works with pretty much either of those scales. Then we move into blades. So we have a machete with some blood on the blade, and again, nicks, not a new blade by any means, but looks excellent. And then we get a katana with a purple hilt, a different name for that on katana, so I apologize for that, but this looks excellent and very sturdy as well. Then we get a battle axe, and I love this one. The gold and the silver look excellent. I love the way they did the kind of shading on the blade itself. It's just really cool sculpt all around. So that's the battle axe. Then we get 2-in-1. So we get the motor with the handle. As you can see, so the handle there. And you get this port here, and you can make this into either a chainsaw. And as you can see, there's a square port there. So that just plugs in like that. Or it's also very secure, so you don't have to worry about that falling out. Or you can make a circular saw, and you can put that piece in. So awesome all around, really brilliant the way they did that. I think they were originally trying to put these as two separate pieces, but it's really kind of cool that they did the modular thing. So there's that. Then we get into our shooty sharp things. So we get a nail gun, and this is excellently done. Unfortunately, a little bit of paint splatter from the orange back here, but the sculpt is fantastic. I really like the way they kind of put the aging in there. Again, that like kind of dark wash going over it. Then we get a crossbow. This comes in two pieces. Oh, there we go. So you can see it comes like this in the package, and then you can just kind of put it together here, which isn't going to work as effect. There we go. Spoke too soon, but yeah, great sculpt all around. And then we get two arrows. We get a standard arrow with some green tips, which I greatly appreciate because that way it doesn't get lost as easily. And then we get one that is technically an effects piece because you can see some blood dripping. So a little bit of sticky tack, and you can kind of place this wherever you need to on another figure. And that leads us into the bloody stuff. So we get a few organs. We get a brain, again with a chunk taken out of it. But again, that like great detail, like they did the nice gloss finish to this. And you got some drips there at the bottom. So again, very, very gruesome. Then we get a heart, and that has some of the translucency that we're seeing in the blood pieces that we'll look at in a second. So that is fantastic, especially with a Storm Collectibles Kano coming out soon. And then we get two separate eyes molded in this translucent red plastic, and you can see just kind of white with a red dot. Doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. So that is fantastic. And then we get into the myriad blood pieces, and so first, our biggest piece, we get this kind of like blood fountain kind of splattering on the ground there. I really love the clarity of the translucency in these pieces. This just looks excellent. So there's our big piece. And then we get two others. So we get this, which has kind of a shallow divot in the bottom. You can see a little bit of kind of flesh in there, and just kind of a blood splash, as it were. And then we get another one, which is similar, a little bit smaller, and has a much deeper divot in there, and that is I think mostly to put on the kind of head pegs of certain figures. Again, a little bit of sticky tack will be needed to keep this in place on most figures, but still really cool. Then we get various blood splatter. So we get this piece right here. It's really cool. You can kind of tell where they're supposed to kind of be coming out of. So this is kind of more of a dynamic shot that way. Then we get a couple with flat bottoms. So we get this one, and then this with a little bit thicker drips. Again, the clarity in these is insane. And then we get a couple of impact effects. So this one is larger, and then we get a smaller one. Then we move on to this piece right here. So again, there's just so many different applications you can do for these. As you can see, you can pretty much attach them wherever you feel you need to, and kind of whatever photos or whatever you're doing kind of calls for. So then we get kind of more of a kind of shot sort of thing. So very, very small, very direct blood splatter. Then we get these two. So we get this one, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a little channel right there. And there's a larger piece as well right here, which also has that channel. And those are for our machete and sword. And those just fit into that channel. So as you can see, they hold really well. So you can have, you know, that effect going in either direction. It's really cool. So, you know, definitely a lot of options there. And I guess while I have the sword, we do have the effect piece, and this is obviously a swoosh for this. Works better, it's pretty much directly for the katana. That's like doing this, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But it doesn't really attach to the machete too well. But for the katana, it fits right in and holds pretty well too. So that is always welcome. And finally, we get, almost finally, penultimately, we get the riot shield. I like that they gave it some nice kind of character here. It's not just flat. It kind of has that little bit of dents and stuff like that. It makes it look a little aged, like it's been used. Again, absolutely like gorgeous clarity in that translucent plastic. And as you can see, the handle and the strap to go around the arm. And then finally, we get the casket itself. So just really nice piece, like really nice wash over here. Kind of wood grain sort of look on the bottom of it. See our UPC and stuff like that. And yeah, so that is that. So let's get into some size comparisons with the casket. Here it is with a Marvel Legends Spidey, with Motu Masterverse, with WWE Elite Collection, with Jazzwares AEW figures, SH Figure Arts, Maplex, Storm Collectibles, NECA, Foosh Toys Articulated Icons, finally yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Casket of Cruelty from Super Action Stuff is that this is just a whole bunch of fun all around. Everything included here. There's endless possibilities. It definitely skews it can be used with 1/12 or 1/10 scale figures. However, it definitely skews a little more than 1/6. So, you know, take that as you will. But there's still so much you can do with it depending on which scale you collect. And usually if you're 1/12, 1/10, I mean, a lot of us tend to mingle those in our collections anyway. So yeah, just a lot of fun to be had here, and I could not recommend it enough. Super Action Stuff has been doing a lot of just super fun and great accessories. Not only that, but they are clearly very dedicated to what they do and want to put out very high quality stuff, because on their social media channels, as they were developing this very product, they were definitely posting the process and kind of showing, like, you know, how much thought they were putting into it. And that's really nice. That makes me want to back a company. So yeah, I totally put my backing behind this. Like, I could not recommend picking this up enough. So yeah, if that is the case, then you know, there are various ways to do so, because this is up in a ton of different online stores, not limited to Entertainment Earth, who I happen to be an affiliate of. And If you are interested in this is in stock right now as I'm recording this video. And if you use my code TSMoth, which will show up somewhere down here, you will get 10% off this. And if your order is over $39, you will get shipping for free. So that's awesome. So definitely get to it if that is what you want to do. And all that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. Other ways to support the channel at the bottom of the description as well. And overall, I just hope that if you found it informative, you join me again, because I do multiple reviews a week, at least 3, of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more, as you can see here. So, so please join me. And yeah, all that being said, I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.